Viewers, we all saw how Hindus were hounded and attacked in Bangladesh when the neighboring nation was in the midst of political unrest. Despite India voicing concerns on several occasions, nothing much seems to have changed on ground. The arrest of Hindu ISKCON priest Chinmoy Krishnadas has sparked angry protests in Kolkata, where members of the Hindu Jagran Manch marched to the Bangladesh Deputy High Commission but was stopped by the cops. A plea seeking a ban on ISKCON was filed in the Bangladesh High Court, branding ISKCON as a radical organization that threatens national security. However, the High Court rejected the plea. Former Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina also issued a statement about the arrest of a Hindu priest in Bangladesh. She called the arrest unjust and demanded immediate release of the ISKCON priest. The Ministry of External Affairs, while responding to a query in Parliament, said that the government has called upon Bangladesh to ensure safety and security of Hindus and their places of worship. But as Hindus are being persecuted in Bangladesh, opposition leaders who were vociferous on Gaza are now only issuing token condemnation.
এখনো অত্যাচারিত হচ্ছে, আগেও আন্দোলনেও অনেক ছাত্রছাত্রীরা মারা গেছে এবং আজও তার রেস চলছে। এবং আমরা তো কেউ ঘটনাটাকে সমর্থন করছি না, যে কোনো ঘটনায় যে কোনো ধর্মের উপরেই হোক না কেন আমরা সেটাকে সমর্থন করি না। তৃণমূল কংগ্রেসের স্ট্যান্ড হচ্ছে যে যখনই গভর্নমেন্টে থাকুক না কেন আমরা গভর্নমেন্টের স্ট্যান্ডটাকে সাপোর্ট করি।
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, joining us now is Sushil Pandit, activist. Sanjay Jha, author, is with us. Syed Asadabas, political analyst, is also joining us. Dr. Ranganathan continues from debate number 1. But let me go across first and foremost to Sanjay Jha. Sanjay Jha, a few months ago, perhaps you were also part of that particular panel when we were debating Rahul Gandhi's talk outside, speaking up for the rights of minorities here in India. We've seen several top leaders, including Mr. Gandhi and others, tweet a number of times when it comes to Gaza. Yet, when it comes to the issue of Bangladesh, the persecution that's staring us in the face in our neighborhood, why is it that such strong comments do not come automatically? Because it's been several days since we've been seeing things play out there in Bangladesh. Sanjay.
Madhav, I'm astonished that there are Hindus and various other people belonging to the minority community who are being targeted in Bangladesh. And you're asking the Congress party in the opposition to say what are they doing? I mean, the responsibility of maintaining their property and their lives is with the government of Narendra Modi. I mean, I want to ask you a question. How many times have you held a program where you have said, I want Mr. Modi to answer as to why in their foreign policy could they not see that they were blundering in that blind support for Sheikh Hasina? Will you ask a question today of the BJP that now that Bangladesh has asked for an extradition, how are we going to handle that problem? You know the other problem? The Awami League that Sheikh Hasina represents is basically become the political rules for radicals in Bangladesh, and everybody, every Indian, whichever community, caste, we all are standing with our brothers who are getting harassed and targeted in Bangladesh. This is not a political issue for the opposition. The question, Madhav, that you need to ask is several months have gone by. I want to ask this of the BJP and its supporters here on your program and the government of India. What have you done about ensuring their safety? I mean, today you have an ISKCON leader being arrested. I want to ask, have you heard Mr. Modi pick up the phone and talk to Muhammad Yunus to say, what are you going to do
Sushil
to get
Pandit.
the safety up?
Sushil Pandit,
I mean,
the government is the one which has the primary responsibility to ensure the safety of those in Bangladesh, particularly Bangladesh Hindus and other minorities. Don't question us. The government is the one who should be accountable at this point of time. Respond to Sanjay Jha and his comment.
We'll all back the government. Everybody is on the side of supporting our people. Where is the debate on that?
I'm appalled here. The issue is today Hindus in Bangladesh are facing an existential crisis. Their life and limb, their honor, their entire economy, their shops, their homes, everything is in peril. And we are here busy scoring brownie points, scoring political points. All you asked was, why isn't Congress expressing concern about Hindus? in their blind antipathy towards Hindus, seeking their vote bank politics, why aren't they vociferously as they stand for various other causes, why are Hindus of Bangladesh, or for that matter Pakistan, abandoned to hordes, marauding hordes? And I partially agree that India has responsibility. 95% plus border of Bangladesh is shared with India. Barely the rest of it is with Burma. Between these two countries, who do you think can reach out or can feel the responsibility to protect the Hindus of Bangladesh? Especially when the state in Bangladesh has turned hostile. It is a perilous situation. Till now, either state in Bangladesh offered lip service or looked the other way. Today, state is actively participating in the genocide, in the torment of Hindus, and Hindus are crying for help. And therefore, it is for the government of India to mobilize international opinion, to mobilize international support, to mobilize armed intervention in Bangladesh if need be. I leave it to the foreign policy experts. There is a principle called R2P, responsibility to protect. And if the state apparatus turns hostile towards its own citizens because of religious discrimination, bigotry, jihad, call it what you may, India cannot shirk its responsibility. The world cannot shirk its responsibility. The Hindus of Bangladesh have repeatedly targeted. Was it 47 or later 71, which was in fact the spike in violence against them, and in between since, sporadic but regular, relentless violence, which is what has led to their complete decline in the census, in the proportion of the Bangladeshi population, reduced to less than 7% now. Their women are being humiliated, their lives are in peril, and it is horrendous situation. We have to rise above what is Modi doing, what is Congress doing. Please reach out to them.
And the reason I'm asking this question, Sanjay Jha and Syed Asad Abbas now can come in on this. Syed Asad Abbas, when the first round of violence took place, when there was a regime change, we had seen in a few days, during the parliament session, during the monsoon session, all political parties came together. Parliament sent a united message that our polity is one when it comes to Bangladesh. Yet, we are seeing these over 2,000 attacks, I believe, that have taken place on Hindus in recent months. We are seeing how the Yunus government has lifted the ban on Jamaat-e-Islami, which itself has opposed the liberation of Bangladesh and is involved in various acts of violence. We are seeing today how there are lawyers petitioning to call ISKCON a radical organization. You're from Bangalore, Abbas. You know the kind of charitable activities and spiritual activities that ISKCON is involved in, not just in India, but across the world. This is what needs to be put out. I am just saying, why can't our political class unitedly send out a message? And that itself will put so much diplomatic pressure on Bangladesh.
Madhav Sahab, I fully agree with you, because many of my visitations to the International Society of Krishna Consciousness here in Bangalore, Rajajinagar especially, and let me tell you, it really does not have much to do with religion. They teach of righteousness. Lord Krishna's teaching, which I have quoted many a times in my speeches, debates, lectures, which teaches of detachment, wisdom, mind, so on and so forth. And I'm glad that the Dhaka High Court has reinstilled the faith in the judiciary system of Bangladesh, who refused to ban the ISKCON. And I fully agree with you on the front. Yes, ISKCON as a society, as a temple, and its presence does great work across the world. But the fact is, I agree with Sanjay Bhai when he says, I do not understand why Congress comes into the picture here. Yes, it's good and important to be, one united stand in the polity of India. But the fact is, the man, जिसने war रुकवा दी पापा, जिसने Ukraine और Russia का war रोक दिया थोड़े समय के लिए, if that man is not able to get on a phone line with Yunus, the fact of the matter, when we have a world leader like Prime Minister Modi ji, चले Congress को छोड़ दीजिए, Rahul Gandhi is a nobody. He's not chief minister, or he's not really a primary force to reckon with now. Comparing to a Narendra Modi, who's the Prime Minister of India, who is a world leader, why can't he intervene here when he could do it with the might of the Russia and Ukraine?
Dr. Raghunathan, you want to respond to that? Rahul Gandhi is not, somebody who's leading the country. Why can't those who are in power, the Prime Minister, etc., intervene in this? That's the question coming in from Abbas.
Thank you, Madhav. I have to say this, for the first time in a very long time, you have a completely lopsided panel. All the four panelists right now are speaking in one voice, and all of them are speaking for the love of their country, which is India. All of them are speaking exactly the same thing. The question is not about...
I wish we could have this much unanimity in Parliament, Dr. Raghunathan.
I wish so. I wish so.
That's the point
I'm
actually making.
If people love their country, then everyone stands together and united. So let me just say this very briefly because time is of essence. Sanjay is absolutely right, so is Sushil ji, so is my good friend Abbas. The question is not what the opposition has to say. The question is just one simple line question to Mr. Narendra Modi, who is running this country. Have we made since August 6th, 2024, when the coup began and the military took over and the pogrom against Hindus began, have we got just one detention or relief center this side of the border to help tens of thousands of Hindus escaping certain death? Just one. Not one. And it breaks my heart to say this because my elder brother Sushilji of this panel, I fear that the fate of Bangladeshi Hindus is going to be exactly the same as the fate of Kashmiri Hindus in 1990. Because our state is weak and cowardly. We look for others to outrage and take a stand or come on Twitter and say this. Whereas we can act. And it's not about Modi picking up the phone and talking to Yunus. He is a terror apologist, a terrorist even. What will he speak? No, we need to act. We need to act. We don't need to ask Bangladesh to act. We know it's a terror state now. It's run by jihadis and Islamists. Why would it act in our favor? No, we need to act and do the right thing. And for a start, for heaven's sake, we need relief and detention, call them detention or whatever. We need camps this side of our border to take care of the tens of thousands of Hindus who are escaping certain death, Madhav.
Well, that's certainly something for the government to ponder about. A very, very important point indeed. In fact, the entire point and questions that will once again arise as far as CA and its requirement will also come up. I'd like to thank our panelists, Saida Sadawat, Sanjay Jha and Sushil Pandit for joining us on debate number 2.